Welcome to the Reaper blog live stream. I think everything's working for once. I always complain the first couple minutes of the stream that everything's broken, but it seems to work today. Fantastic. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. Mine's pretty good. And today we're checking out the version 2 update to Infiltrator from Devious Machines. I've marked this video or live stream as a containing paid promotion. I didn't pay for this plugin. They sent it to me a while ago. I did a video on that. They didn't pay me to do that video either, but just so you know that there's a bias there. I didn't pay for it. And I think it's pretty cool. They are, they've been good supporters of the Reaper blog, sending me free stuff, encouraging me to make videos and stuff. They like what I do, so I'm gonna help them out here with this stream. So, hopefully everything's working out okay. I got multiple screens. Everything seems to be working. And, we'll get started in a couple minutes. So, just catching up on the chat. Looks and sounds good? Good. So the music is from Backing Track. There's I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the album's called. The Lost Levels from Backing Track, which is stream safe, royalty-free music. And that's what that looks like. And yeah. Hey, Leandro. Thanks for joining the stream. It's been a lot of work to get everything set up, and even just this morning, just before I started, Stream Deck didn't work. I had to restart it. I don't know what it is, but I was editing all the buttons. I got my buttons set up so that if I press a button to switch scenes, it lights up green, and otherwise it's purple. And then my mic, my different audio sources, they're teal on the Stream Deck and red if they're muted. So far that's working good. I forgot to turn on the chat overlay. Let's see that. Somebody say something in chat and you will be on screen. Or better yet, send a super chat and then you'll see yourself on stream. Can I mix and master hip-hop music in my next live broadcast? Probably not. Okay, I think that's coming up really tiny. Why is that? The chat should be like full screen, but it's not. Every time I troubleshoot this thing, it doesn't work. All right, I'm gonna hide the chat overlay since that's clearly broken. I don't know how to fix that. But, or maybe size doesn't matter. Well, hang on. I'm gonna preview this full screen. You can't see that. You can't read that. All right, let's nope. You still can't read that. That's totally messed up. All right, I will work on that another time. That's one of those third-party extension things that just, I don't know why it doesn't work. All right, Infiltrator 2. New features. So I did a video about Infiltrator 1.5 from DV's Machines a couple months back. It is a multi-effect with basically a sequencer for like there's an LFO type envelope sequencer that can affect plugin parameters, like different effects. And then you can use audio input as a modulator, and then you can sequence the different effects up to 10 slots of effects using the edit sequencer. And basically just, based on the tempo, you can set it up to go to the next sequence, and you can layer effects in any order. It is very cool. So in version 2, there's now 1,500 presets. And I think later on they say you can search by name for presets as well, which is cool. For more modulation, you can now use the audio envelope follower knob as a second envelope. So there's 2 envelopes per effect, and the second one can be routed to different parameters. So the main one, so if we're looking at this here, the cutoff knob, by default it's controlled by this envelope parameter, which is this blue line here. The orange one can be triggered by the audio input, or you can switch it to be another envelope, and there's a second envelope visible somewhere. I feel like this screenshot might not be up to date. Might be missing it. I'm pretty sure there's a button here to switch between envelope 1 and 2. But you can assign this one to the other parameters like mix and gain and stereo and resonance and stuff. So you can modulate more things, and it's all really cool. New effects: reverse, varispeed, slowdown, time stretch, vocoder, void reverb, reflect reverb, compressor, gate, dual filter, formant filter, B mode, and then there's also a MIDI CC output. So you can output the envelope as a MIDI CC signal. And so new effect modules, there's new FFT-based effects, including shift, twist, mirror, bandpass, stretch, scatter, cascade, smear, reverb, compress, corrupt, lo-fi, and spread. This is a lot of effects to go through. It was like the kitchen sink already, and then there's more. The whole bathtub. I don't know what you would say, but yeah, there's a hell of a lot of stuff in here. Double click resets curve shape, improved effect visualizers. You can drag and drop the effects to insert between others instead of always replacing the effect. Yeah, it's very cool. I was just answering a bunch of questions on the Reaper groups today. All right. Can everyone see that? Not quite. Almost perfectly. As long as I don't move it, it should be good. So here's Devious Machines Infiltrator 2 running as a VST3 in Reaper. And let's pause that music. Oh, wrong button. Nope. Got it. All right, so you can see here that if you click on any of these tabs, the numbers 1 through 10, you can select an effect. So there's basic filters, different effects. There's a second page of effects for more EQ, utility functions, and then spectral effects. So low pass filter is enabled, and now it's showing the envelope. you can click, double click to make a point, double click to delete a point. Yeah, and these will snap to the grid if this is on. Otherwise, you can put points anywhere. And this is quite intuitive. You can click on the line or above or below, and it'll snap to that position. And then you can grab these tension points in between, and even select from the menu from different kinds of shapes. So lots of weird effects. You can see the result of that on the orange line of basically what frequency that's working on at what point. Change the speed of it, slower, faster, and that snaps to, or that syncs to your project. Then we've got the orange and blue lines here for the modulation. So we can make it go in a forward and backwards direction with this one, bipolar or unipolar, where it just goes up, following this shape by these amounts, scaled by this amount, positive or negative direction, above and below the center point. Now this one is one of the new ones, the second modulator. We can have it on audio envelope, assign that to cutoff, resonance, stereo, gain, or mix, which is most of these parameters here. We can also put it to envelope 2, and now we see envelope 1 and 2 buttons here, and we can switch between them. There's also various preset envelope shapes, lots of like weird random ones. And once we have one saved, we can save it. Or once we draw a shape, we can save it here and put it into this list. Under random, it'll just generate something randomly. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if the random picks from one of the preset shapes or if it actually just generates something randomly. Yeah, it makes something new. So when we apply that to the cutoff, it looks like this. Resonance, steepness, and click here to choose another effect. Any questions so far? Just going to go back a bit. Can I do mastering with stock plugins? Maybe. Probably not. I usually, for the live streams, I'm usually doing what I want to talk about rather than what people are asking about. But I have videos about mastering with stock plugins, not anything with hip hop. Do I use Verum 1 with RealPhone's profile? No, but I would. I just didn't want to go through the effort of updating RealPhones. Okay, lots of innuendos. Great. Great preset name in the screenshot. I missed it. What was it? Adolescent Nintendo Rampage. Yeah. Which is Atari Teenage Riot knockoff. Devious Machines plugins are never cheap. Still dope. Yeah, this one, there is a cost to this one. I don't remember what the cost is. I think because it just updated, it may be on sale. €74.99. So yeah, it's a significant cost, but it's also like 50 effects. So, kind of fair, I think. And you can definitely do a lot of things that are pretty unique as far as like what you could do with Reaper and things like that. the LFOs, multiple modulators at the same time, that sort of thing. That is really cool. You can also use this pitch snap, so it snaps to a musical scale. I don't remember how that works, but you can do it. All right, so yeah, there's the effects. You can layer up all of your effects. When you're not in play mode, all these effects are in series. So be a filter, and then on number 2 we could put a distortion, and then number 4 we could put on a reverb. We can drag and drop. So if I drag number 4 onto number 2, that's going to swap the order. If I drag number 4 between 1 and 2, and you look for this orange line, that's going to put it, it's going to just shuffle everything over. In the master section, there's a drive, like a distortion. It does default to 100%. I don't know if they meant to do that, but that can be extremely loud if you're not ready for it. And the compress also defaults to 100% in the default preset. So just watch out for that. It does get very loud. At the very top, there's 4 macro knobs, which you can assign to any parameter, really. How do I do it? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So you go into the edit mode, the little pencil and paper icon, and then you can grab any of the parameters. So let's take the drive there, the drive here, and then the output gain. And now when I turn this up, those 3 parameters move at the same time. And it may be kind of hard to see, but the orange line here, there's a faint outline. It's probably just because these are not active. But there's a little bit of a kind of a overlay there. You see that more if you apply more of that. So even that, just the macro function alone, makes it incredibly powerful. 99 US? Yeah. I think that's fair. It's like so many effects that you would easily pay like, $5 if it was an individual plugin. Maybe not each of the EQ filters, but buying a comb filter that has all the different effects and everything available. Let's get some sounds going through here. Let's choose some sounds. Could use addictive drums, a speed drum. I'm going to do addictive drums just because it has drag and drop patterns, which makes it very quick to try out. Why don't I hear this? Oops. Well, that's weird. Audio device. Aggregate device. That's working. But I don't hear it. Okay. It's one of those days. I see. So let's get a pattern. Where's that? I see MIDI activity. Don't see audio activity. Okay. Let's just change the instrument. Bit reduced. Yep, Reaper crashed. All right. Where was I? Insert virtual instrument on new track. I still don't hear it. I think I actually broke Addictive Drums. I moved the sound library, and I don't think I fixed that. But yeah, that completely breaks Reaper. That's fine. Let's do the... Where's my contact? Let's use the new Kerpaloo library. Should be able to hear that. Okay, and then let's make up a beat. Who has seen the new video, the one from yesterday? Because I forgot to mention that I also included the drum map in the download, which sets you up with all these note names on the left column of the MIDI editor. It makes it much faster to program drums. So, I don't know. Let's start with a basic rock beat. Up. 2 and 4. Okay. I'm just rushing to get anything in here. Okay. It's not too loud, is it? All right. And we can see this. All right, cool. So, keep it simple. So we got a ramp applied to the cutoff in upward direction. Let's flip that. And let's make that faster. How fast can we go? Where it's basically like audio rate modulation. With unsynced, we can make it 100 hertz, which is pretty fast. You get the idea of how the modulation works. Very similar to synthesizers, you pick a direction for the envelope amount, and it moves from the starting point based on the rate that you choose. So extremely similar to applying an LFO to the cutoff of a synth. What's different is all the different shapes. Okay, that's just a basic filter. There's a dual filter, which is just 2 filters. And you don't have to modulate it. You can just choose one setting, right? Let's apply that envelope 2 to the bandwidth. And sine wave shape. Cool. Let's go over here and check out some other effects like FM. Pretty weird stuff. If there's a slapback, it's probably just from my speakers. I'll put on headphones. That's better, right? Here's the delay. And modulated delays aren't too common. Hey, Synchrotron. Well, thanks for telling me that it was coming through. It's out of sync. It was on my to-do list, but I didn't get to it today. Let's apply audio rate to the feedback, so when the signal is loud, it feeds back more. Or less. We can also adjust the filter envelope for the audio signal. Now I'm using the audio signal as a modulation for the delay time. And if you want a little less glitchy, you can use this glide parameter at the bottom. I just turned on the master drive section. There's a few different modes: overdrive, tube, dynamic, adaptive, clip, rectify, X over, punch, fold, crush, broken, degrade. Just a few. You can have it pre or post effects. Yeah, a ton of options. It's like $99, $85, something like that. The compress mode has a compressor function, has squash, maximizer, multiband, and overkill. One or two of these is like OTP. Good point, Jason. Good point, Jason. It is a free update for anyone that already has Infiltrator 1, 1.5. So, yeah, this is a massive upgrade for anyone that has Infiltrator already. I'm a big fan of anything that they put out. Everything that they put out so far has been incredibly polished from the start, which it's obviously hard to do. Never had any major bugs or anything like that. And I've reviewed everything on the channel except for Pitch Monster. But Duck was my first purchase from them. They liked my video. They wanted to support what I do. Mutually beneficial thing, so they sent me the rest as they came out. So texture is also extremely cool. Not something I used all the time, but there's nothing else like it. Anyway, the delay is pretty cool, isn't it? Let's. I'm gonna bypass the filter and change this effect to reflect. Reflect is an early reflection slap delay module. So there's no modulation on this at all. So you can apply the LFO. Let's do a bidirectional LFO with a sine shape. Maybe compress this a bit so it's not so extreme. So that's a nice sickening feeling with that one. I love it. All right. A favorite of mine is the loop function. Just this stutter edit function. So let's take a random shape, random square shape for the LFO, and apply that to the speed knob. And then let's take the second envelope and adjust that slightly more, maybe with a ramp shape. And the two are kind of fighting each other, and we set them to different times as well. Or we can assign this second modulator to the tempo. which sounds weird when you have it on loop, right? But let's go to the edit sequence function, and we'll have the dual filter on every other beat other than beat 2, and then we'll stutter on beat 2. That's too fast. Let's set this to quarter notes. Or we could set this to half. John, that's really funny. I would not repeat that. All right. So let's get another effect and put this on. Let's take this regular reverb. Go over to the sequence and apply the reverb for every step. A little less mix. And let's try the stretch. The stretch is great. I don't have anything like that, any like real-time effect that it can do something like that. All right, let's apply some shape. Actually, I like it without the LFO, just having that on. What else can we add in here? Decimate, and we'll put this on beat 3. So there's synchrotron. There's 10 effects that you can have in the chain. There is up to 2 LFOs, or 1 LFO plus an audio modulator that you can apply to the main effect parameters. And then you can have them in any order, turning on and off. You're basically automating bypass with the edit sequencer. And then there's also a random button, and you can rotate the pattern. So, yeah. Holding the Alt key, you can rotate the entire pattern, or shift the entire pattern. There's lots of really good tooltips down at the bottom of the plugin. Very helpful. Okay. So we mess with this on drums. Let's add something else in here. Let's take something like... What's a good thing? Let's just take OBXD. Oops. And I don't know. High res, high strings. Let's do that. Let's do Let's do a D minor 7 chord. And then let's do a G. Do a G dominant 7. Okay. And I don't know, let's go. One more chord. So it goes D, G, F. What should the next chord be? Let's say I don't know, C sharp. Also minor 7, let's try that. All right. We're going to add in Infiltrator. As I mentioned in the intro of this video, or stream, there are 1,500 presets. They are under categories and under artist presets. One of my favorite ones, go to Venus Theory, Acid Breath. I was playing guitar through this preset yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Let's start with this one. So he's used the modulators here. And that's better. The noise is getting to me. It's hard to talk sometimes. He's used the macros for various functions. So sometimes it is hard to see what is controlled by each thing. Just the contrast of it, I think. I'd kind of like to see like arrows. Anyways, so turning the more louder function does the compression. Maybe something else. The glitch is controlling something. So he's got ladder filter, bell, decimate, delay, formant, ladder, high pass, phaser, reverb, and then another filter for the wub. All right, so I'm gonna hit Shift to shuffle all rows. All right, let's go back to factory presets. Let's take there's something for pads, maybe. Let's take modulation, chorus, and some of these are very detuned, but fun. Actually, let's take... How do I reset in it? Okay. All right. So we're going to take some of the new effects, the spectral effects, because we haven't looked at those at all yet. Let's try spectral shift. Scott asks, is it NKS compliant for use with complete control hardware? I actually don't know. Website. NKS not found. Possibly. I don't know. So this says shifts and translates the entire spectrum up or down. Okay. Mirror flips a portion of the frequency spectrum. So these are FFT effects. They are slicing the audio up into a certain number of slices. So in this case, 1024. And it's definitely weird. You're going to change the FFT size. You can kind of notice some stepping happening there if you do that. The more bands, the more delay, the more smooth it is potentially. There's scatter, which is delaying different frequencies by randomly shifting amounts. Sounds cool. Very stereo. Hello, Pete McDonald. Yes, having fun with Infiltrator. I mean, increasing the rate that the delay times are changed. Weird. All right. Spectral reverb. Oh, it's 100% wet. I was like, why is that sound so weird? FFT Lo-Fi emulates low bitrate digital compression. Pete's asking about how's the X-Touch. I've been using it not quite as much as I wanted. Just a lot of things going on around here. I'm nearly ready to do the video about using the Driven by Moss extension. But yeah, it's I'm happy with it overall. I think it's solid, great piece of kit. But I'm still not 100% happy with how it's set up. Love the X-Touch Mini in Reaper, does not work in Bitwig. The Mini. Oh yeah, the Mini is a bunch of knobs. Maybe one fader? I don't really remember. I thought about getting that one, but I think the setup software was Windows only, and that kind of put me off the idea. Might end up getting one just because it's like a cheap 8-knob device. Pretty useful for channel strips and things. Yeah, I would probably set that up so that I've got 8 knobs controlling like 8 parameters in a track. And I'd have that set up vertically on my desk, probably. I don't know. It's fun to figure out like the optimal way to use a controller and to rethink how you work and think about what things need optimization or can benefit from controller having hands-on control and everything. But yeah, there's so many ways to do it right now. It's a little overwhelming. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on with the controller right now. Okay, so lo-fi, the lo-fi mode is like bitrate reduction, like little birds, lo-fi birds. The rotate function shifts and wraps the entire frequency spectrum. Absolutely disgusting. Pretty cool. I can't think of any effect that's like that. I want to see this do this shape. I love that. That's worth getting just for that unique effect. I shouldn't say that they're unique effects. Like you could use, what is it, CDP for something like that. But that's a lot of work. There's nothing like it in Reaper. Cascade. Cascade delays frequency bins according to their distance from some center frequency. Delays frequency bins according to their distance. Okay. All right, without any modulation. All right, FFT-based multiband compressor. Without any transients, we're not really going to hear that, but spreads the spectrum over the frequency domain. Yeah, definitely download the demo. Try it out. I think it's 30 days. Let's check that. Where is it? Download demo. It doesn't say. I don't know how long the demo is, but yeah. Twist. Warps the frequency spectrum around a center frequency. Very weird. Stretch applies time stretching to the frequency domain. Kind of like a freeze effect. Pretty cool. Smears the frequency spectrum over time. Don't really know what that means. And corrupt removes either the loudest or quietest frequency from the spectrum. Very cool. Gate. Is that a traditional audio gate? Mutes audio when it falls below a certain threshold. Okay. So we could take the basic gain control, do one of these, and make this fast. All right. Do we do slow? So kind of like a tape stop effect. Varispeed can go forward and back. That's great. Reverse. Plays audio backwards at some subdivision of its original speed. Stretch. Stretch slows down portions of the incoming audio using a lo-fi granular stretching effect. Demo is 14 days. Thank you, Synchrotron. It'll take 14 days to just go through the presets. But I think you'll be convinced before then. pretty cool. There's a basic pitch shifter here as well. There's a vocoder. Shapes the spectrum of an oscillator using a filter bank driven by the incoming audio. Need an ear break. Sometimes you just get lost in messing with a thing and you forget that you're live. All right. Back to drums. Should I do Infiltrator on individual tracks or on the master? I don't know. What's what was it called? Moon? Sat? I don't see one called Sat Runs Moons. Or are you talking about something else? On vocal, actually, let's do on, let's do on guitar. Perfect. Okay, let's start at least with the guitar. I'm playing with a lot of latency, so it's a little hard. Come as you please. That's... All right, let me just adjust the latency. Oops. Hopefully nothing breaks there. I should probably put this in front of an amp, shouldn't I? DI. If you're wondering, this is the Aerodyne Telecaster. Okay, back to Infiltrator. That's pretty satisfying to play. There's so many presets, it's like hard to go through them all. I just want to, like, I don't know, do something that I've tried before. I'm gonna have to thank Venus Theory for those presets, just making this live stream so much easier. Some of these remind me of the old Zoom pedals that had like the arpeggiator talk box things. You know what I'm talking about? Those old silver pedals, like the 505. It was always good for weird sounds, but never like great all around useful sounds. I swear I tuned a minute ago. Okay, some of these don't have I'm not even playing. Like, it's just doing it on its own. You know what? They need a favorites button. I'm gonna forget what this one is, but... This is nothing like what I'm playing. Like, I haven't played a note in a minute. I mean, a pedal that does this would easily be $300. It's not playing any of the pitches that I put into it, just like different octaves. It's feeding back from my headphones. Nice. Yeah, I mean, we go through all the presets. Gotta stop at 2 o'clock. But I'm having fun, so... a few more minutes at least. It's very disorienting to like play a note and you don't hear it until like a second later. Try with less mix. Fun. Really fun. How did they do that? How did they manage that? Well done. I have no idea how they managed to make this. I gotta stand up. Yeah, this is another favorite. Yeah, this sound is my guitar. Guess he just got here. Yep, just standard Telecaster. Just going through some presets. It's fun. With all the effects in this plugin, you can use them as subtly as you want. You don't have to sequence them. You don't have to chain multiples. You can just use it as nice filters, as modulated reverbs and stuff. Just gonna edit this one a little bit. I think I want to delay after. Okay. Yeah, Tantra has series and parallel paths. I haven't used the second version, only the first version. This, yeah, you can't really choose the routing other than like the mix would make it parallel, but not exactly. With Tantra, you can have effects bins A and B in series or parallel. And then some effects are always in series. I think the tremolo is always in series. These are fun. All right. I think that's enough for today. I'm getting very hungry because it's 11:30 and we've been streaming for over an hour, 2 hours. I don't know, nearly 2 hours. So that's it for this stream. Thank you so much for joining me to explore Infiltrator 2. Hope it's been interesting, and check out the demo. They're a great small company making really impressive products. And yeah, hope you have as much fun with Infiltrator 2 or any of their plugins as I do. I will see you guys in the next video. Not sure what that video will be, but yeah, thanks again for joining me. Support the Reaper blog through Patreon, and check out thereaperblog.net for a lot more tutorials. See ya.